There we are. We are recording now. So welcome to today's class. We are going to start with the attendance. I need to take the attendance every day, all right? So I'm going to call out your names and you just let me know if you are here or not. Pia, are you here? Pia Aliste? Can you please?
Yes, miss.
Yes, thank you. Because I am in a different page, so I cannot see you in the chat. Thank you, Pia. Gilda, are you here?
I'm here.
Thank you. Geraldine Bascuñan, are you here? Ana Benitez, are you here? Let me see, Geraldine. I think I heard you, so don't worry if you are here, you are present. Yes, you are here. I have you. Okay. Valentina Canales, are you here? Francisca Gutierrez, are you here?
Present.
Thank you. Pamela Guzman, are you here? Andrea Jara. Yes, Pamela, thank you. Andrea Jara, are you here? Gabriela Jimenez, are you here?
Hi, miss. Yes.
Thank you. Montserrat, are you here? Evelyn, are you here?
Yes, miss.
Thank you. Lina, you were the first one. Yes? Let me see. Lina, are you still connected? Oh, yes. Thank you, Lina. Thank you for that. Camila Osorio, are you here? Gabriela Oyarzun, are you here?
I'm here, miss.
Thank you very much, Gabriela. Elizabeth Pereira, are you here? Daniela Quiroz, are you here?
Yes, miss.
Thank you very much. Valentina Rodriguez, are you here?
Yes, miss.
Thank you. Karina Rubio, are you here? I can see you, Karina, it's okay. Daniela Sandoval, are you here?
Hi, miss.
Thank
Hi,
you.
miss.
Thank you. Isidora Silva, are you here? Catherine Soto, are you here?
Present, miss.
Is your name Catherine or Catherine? What do you prefer?
Catherine.
Okay, thank you. Catherine Toro, are you here? Yes, okay. Catherine Valdez, are you here?
Present, miss.
Thank you very much. Valentina Valenzuela, are you here? Denise Valenzuela, are you here? I think not. I think she's not here. Okay. Yakide, are you here?
Yes, miss.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is it Yakide?
Yes, miss. Yakide.
Okay, thank you very much. Camila Vergara, are you here? She's coming. She's just entering the classroom. Javiera Villar, are you here?
Present, miss.
Thank you. And Constanza Alvarez, I think she's not from this. Yes, are you here, Constanza? There you are.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to ask you a little favor about your names. I mentioned the first name that is in your formal register. But if you prefer me to call you in a different way, maybe you prefer your second name, or maybe you prefer a nickname, please let me know, okay? You can send me a little message on the chat box on private, and I will write the name that you prefer. So every time that I say your names, I say the name that you prefer, okay? All right, so let's get started with our class, shall we?
Miss,
Yes,
Elizabeth está presente, ¿cierto? Yo lo puse en el chat.
I'm gonna
No sé
check.
si lo vio.
Okay, I'm gonna check. Elizabeth. Now you are present.
Miss,
Yes, it's
any
okay.
time?
We have time, don't worry. Scarlett?
Sí,
Uh,
Scarlett.
Let's see, I'm going. Oh, I don't have you in here. Thank you, Scarlett, for letting me know. I'm gonna write your name right away. Thank you. Now you are present. And Montserrat is just joining us. She's coming, so she's present now. Okay. Are we ready to start with our class? Yes. Let's see. Okay, Camila, I got you, Camila Vergara. Don't worry, you are present. All right, so welcome to today's class. We are on August the 24th of 2021, and this is our first official class of Learning English Through World Events 2. So let's get going. Today, for our agenda, we have many activities, and the class, I think it's gonna be pretty intense. So get all of your energy because today we are getting it. First, we did our loving kindness practice. We started with the practice in English. So I'm going to write a little email describing what you just heard in the practice so we can continue the next class. We need to talk about an updated plan of classes because last week I received a request so that we could have autonomous time on Wednesdays, and we are going to talk about that. We are also going to talk about etiquette when we write emails, all right? Because during all of the week, we were communicating, and there are a couple of tips that I would like to share with you. Then we are going to use the information from your readings. Last week, you had to read 2 texts, and today we are going to start working with that information. And today we are going to start talking about academic summaries. Maybe you are familiar with this idea, summary. Summary is when you have information, big volume of information, and you make it a little summary. You make it shorter or smaller. But there is a little difference when we talk about everyday summary and when we talk about academic summary. Remember that this course is going to focus on academic and formal speech, so we are going to explore that as well. All right. Any questions before we start the class? Is there anything that you would like to share at this moment? Okay, so let's get going. In any case, you can always kind of interrupt me and just raise your hand, or even better, just interrupt and say, Miss, and I will stop. We can do that, right? So first of all, please check on Educandus. I updated the document plan of classes. It is a new version because last week I received a request that we could have autonomous time on Wednesdays. So I checked your schedule and I understand if you want to have Wednesdays as autonomous time, I have no problems with that. From this week on, we will mostly have classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we are pretty much going to meet 8:30 in the morning. Why do I say mostly? Because there are 2 Wednesdays in the afternoon that we are going to meet. And those Wednesdays are specifically for the days that you have to take your tests. So please check the document plan of classes, all right? And you will see the dates in there. All of the work is divided into face-to-face time or synchronous work. That's the class, and autonomous time. Remember, we have face-to-face work on the left and autonomous work on the right. So please check the document, and if you have any questions, let me know. There are 2 people that could have special cases. Please wait for me at the end of the class because we are going to speak about this situation for you. I know that maybe you are not very comfortable with not having classes on Wednesdays, but I need to talk to you at the end of the class, all right? And I am referring to Pamela Guzman and Catherine Valdez, okay? So please stay when we finish the class in the break, all right? And we are going to talk about this. Any questions? You all agree, that's what I was informed of. You all agree, or most of you agree on having classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, right? Are you okay with that? Please show me you are okay with it. Just a little thumbs up, that's okay. Okay, thank you very much. Let's continue. Thank you. Let's continue. Email etiquette, just a couple of things. When we write emails, especially in formal settings, we need to consider some aspects. And this is what I want to share with you so that you can start using this information in your emails, okay? So first, we need to address the recipient. You need to let the person know, hello, I'm writing to you. That's the first step. So what we usually do is, dear, and the name of the person. If it is a formal situation and there is a title, for example, a teacher or an administrator or a CAO, for example, you use the title. So in my case, for example, you can address me by saying, dear teacher, and we use the name. Usually, we don't only say, dear teacher, because that's too, how to say it, impersonal. And we want to let the person know that we are connecting with the person. So when we address the person, we use the title and the name. So we can say, dear teacher Margarita, or if we don't know who's on the other side, sometimes we write to an organization, we don't know who's there, we can say, dear sir or madam. That's a bit old-fashioned though, but we can still use it. If we know that the people are of an organization, we use the name of the organization. So we can say, dear members of the University of Talca, or if we are talking to another organization, for example, dear members of Junji or dear members of Integra, we use those etiquettes to address the person. That is the first step. Then, second step, we say a kind hello. We can say good morning. We can say, I hope this email finds you well. Now, with all COVID, people are saying, I hope you are well and safe. That is a fixed expression. I'm going to write it here on the chat box. So this is the expression. This is the expression. Oh, sorry, I wrote it there. That's for everyone. So that is the expression that people are using very much because of COVID, because of the pandemic. We talk about being well and safe. You can also say, good morning, Anna. We use a comma. Can you see here? We say, good morning, comma, Anna. And then if the person is not expecting your email, you should introduce yourself. Because imagine I open my email box and I see this email from a person I don't know. I am not familiar with this person, and I was not expecting the email. So the person is saying, hello, Margarita, for example. I hope you are very well. Okay, thank you. And I don't know who the person is. So it's very important. If the person is not familiar to you, if the person is not expecting your email, you say hello, and then you say, I am Constanza, I am Camila, I am Karina, I am Andrea. And then immediately you say the reason of your email. I am writing to share some information with you. And that is the next step. You say the purpose of your writing. For example, I am contacting you to submit my reflection 1. I am writing to share the results of your exam. The reason of my email is to let you know about so-and-so. That is a little bit more fancy. So why? Why is it so important? This is mostly important for the English-speaking world. In Spanish, maybe there is no such structure, but in English, it's very important to say, hello, this is the reason. I want to tell you this. Have you heard the expression, go to the point? Or what is the point? You need to let know about the point at the beginning. Why? Because you show respect. You show respect to the reader. What happens if I am reading the email? I don't know who the person is, and they are telling me, hello, Miss San Cristobal, I hope you are well and safe. I am writing to share some information about, let's invent, Falabella. And imagine I am not interested in Falabella. So immediately at the beginning, I understand. I say, oh no, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. And I don't continue reading. So I don't waste my time on an email that I am not interested in. That is the reason. That's why we say the purpose of your writing, because it shows you respect the reader so that they can decide if they continue reading or not. Questions so far? Any questions? Any comments? Is this information familiar to you?
¿Por qué se vienen riendo?
Is this information familiar to you, or is this the first time you see this? I'm gonna see if there are comments in the chat box. No, no comments so far. Okay, let's continue. So this is an example. Oh yeah, so there is a comment. Francisca, yes, this information is familiar to you. Good, good. I'm glad to know that it's familiar to you. I also saw that for many of you, this is familiar. However, it doesn't hurt just to go back and check that this is a requirement. For example, if you only send an email with a document and don't say anything, don't say hello or this teacher, dear teacher, I am this person, it's surprising. So you need to look, what is this and who is the sender? It's awkward, right? This is an example that of an email that I received from a person, a professor of a university in Canada. And so as you can see in the subject, they summarize the topic of the email. You don't write a message in the subject. The subject is like the summary of the email. And then you have, for example, Dear Maria, my name is Miglena Todorova. I am an assistant professor in social justice at the University of Toronto. So what is she doing? First, she's addressing me. She introduced herself, right? She didn't say, hello, I hope you are well and safe. It's flexible, okay? It's not square, it's flexible. So she introduced herself. She says who she is. Only the name is not enough. She introduces her name. She says where she works. And then she's telling me she wants to contact me to thank for my participation in a specific activity. And then in a different paragraph, she explains more information, and she asks me to complete a questionnaire. And I'm going to show you the next slide now. If you need to add extra information or extra details, you can use expressions or you can use a different paragraph. Usually the first paragraph is to introduce yourself and say the purpose of your email. Why are you writing? And then more details and more information go in a different paragraph, okay? And there you can say, for example, according to our previous conversation, blah, 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 or the current policy of the university requires you to, blah, blah, blah. Another expression, when we include documents, you can say, as you will be able to see in the document attached, the meeting or the seminar will be on August, or my results were better than I expected, for example. And another optional request also in a different paragraph is that you ask for confirmation. Sometimes when we write emails, we are not sure. Did the person read the email? Are they okay with the information? Is everything okay? So one way to help you be more relaxed with that is to ask. You can ask up for a confirmation. That's okay. So you can say, for example, at your earliest convenience. That means whenever you have time. I cannot hurry you up, right? I would appreciate if you could confirm having received this information. The first sentence is very formal, extremely formal. I would write that if I was writing to not even my boss, like I would be writing that if I was contacting a person from another university, for example, or something like that. You could also say, could you please confirm having received this information, or I will be looking forward to your confirmation. Also, you can say thank you in advance for your confirmation. So that gives you this idea, if when I'm reading your email, oh, I'm going to reply and say, I confirm having received your email. I will contact you soon. Any questions so far? Any comments? Okay, good. Thank you, Daniela, for sharing these ideas that you explore this information in your other module. I think this module you had it in first year, right? Yes. Anyways, it's good to know this, and please remember, whenever you write me an email, I kind of expect, I do expect actually, I expect you to at least address me for my name, dear teacher, or teacher Margarita. If so, to tell me who you are. I am, for example, Sofia from the class World Events, Learning English through World Events 2. And I am writing to, and you let me know why you're writing for, okay? All right. let's get going. Oh, and finally, a polite goodbye. You can say goodbye, have a nice day, kind regards, all the best. Sincerely is very formal. You wouldn't write that to someone you have a relationship with. It's extremely formal, okay? So let's get into our business. Today, we are going to start with academic English. And the first activity I'm going to ask you is to take out your notes from the independent readings. Remember, you had to read 2 texts, 1 page each, and you had to take notes about main ideas, supported ideas, and also which one of these ideas you agreed with or maybe disagreed with. So I'm going to ask you to take your notes, take out your notes, and I'm going to divide you in little breakup rooms so that you can speak and share with your classmates. Remember, this is an English class. Ideally, you should use English to communicate with your classmates. This is the moment, okay? It's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay if your pronunciation is not perfect. My pronunciation is not perfect. It's okay if your grammar is not perfect. My grammar is not perfect, okay? But practice, do it, because it's the only way that your English is going to improve, all right? So you can say one word in Spanish. If you don't have the word, that's okay. Nobody's gonna be angry at you, but try to go for English, okay? So what is the activity? You have to share the idea that you are going to talk about. Select one idea that called your attention. Share your position if you agree or disagree, and explain why you agree or disagree. I'm going to share this document with you so you can know what to say. You can follow these expressions. Let me see. You can take a picture as well with your cell phone, and when you are speaking with your classmates, you can talk to them. So there. You can download. That document is only this slide. And I'm going to divide you in these little breakout rooms. You are going to be there for 10 minutes. This is your practice, okay? So honor that moment. Any questions? I am going to visit you in your breakout rooms, okay? When I go, don't be scared, please. I'll be with my camera off. I only need to listen to you because I need to identify how can I help you more, okay? So please, when I go, don't stop. Continue talking. All right. So here we go. Have a good speaking. One thing that I need to insist on is that use your English. Try using your English in these opportunities. Every class, we are going to have a small window or a small space where you go and you can practice your English. So try to use your English as much as possible, okay? Let's see. Let's go back to our ideas. So we were here. I'm going to share there. We were there. So to talk about an idea, you can remember the idea according to the text, or the author of the text said that, and you talk about the idea in the text. But then you can say your position. You can say you agree or you disagree, and you explain. Now, you identified main ideas from the text. For example, the importance of cultural sensitivity or the respect for the local culture. If, for example, we are teaching English, but we are in a community where there are other cultural items, we need to respect that. For example, that's one main idea. The two texts had many ideas. The question is, how do you identify a main idea? This is a question that I would like you to think of. You can
When
write chat box. Yes? Yes, please.
when some words it repeats.
Okay, when some words repeats, like the little word, the vocabulary is repeated, it's telling you, hey, attention, there is something important in here. Okay, that's a good strategy, Yakide. Thank you. Any other
It's
strategy?
me, Montserrat.
Oh, sorry, Montserrat. I confused you. Any other strategy to identify main ideas? How do we do it? One strategy that is not good is if you take the text, for example, imagine this is a text, and you translate word by word, every word in the translator. That is not a good strategy. Or if you copy the text and you paste it on Google Translator, that is not a good strategy. Why? Because remember, the idea in this class is not for you to get the information, it's for you to develop your English. If you copy in the Google Translator, you are not developing your English. It's like exercise. Okay, so today we are going to explore a strategy for you to summarize. Let's see this strategy that I want to share with you. So first, we need to know that we are going to talk about summarizing academically in the formal discourse. When we are at the university, we explore information to, for example, broaden your perspective, to know more information. And also, we explore information to develop ideas, our ideas. One thing is the idea of the author, the idea in the text, the idea on the internet, but a different thing is my opinion. So, first thing is that why do we read? Why do we explore information? Why do we summarize at the university? For these two things, to explore, to broaden your perspective, your horizon, and to strengthen your opinions. Usually, we receive information, we process the information, and we respond or we interact with the information. For example, we can agree, we can disagree, we can both. We can agree with some things and disagree with some things. Also, when we receive information, maybe sometimes it's very personal and we get too emotional and we react. We react when we don't think very much. We just react like a bomb or explode. Sometimes when it's too personal, we do that because it's difficult to control. Or we can respond. Respond is when you meditate, you reflect, you think very well about your idea, and then you interact with the information. However, it is important to know that summarizing is one thing and your opinion or your interaction with the information is different. So this is the first important thing to consider. Separate the two processes. One thing is the information, one thing is to summarize, and different thing is to interact with that information, to agree, to disagree, to both, to react, to respond, or to give your opinion. Different waters. So these are different waters, but here is the key. When you summarize your information, it helps you to develop your opinion. That's why it's so important to separate the two processes. And whenever you read a text, you identify the ideas, and then it helps you to develop your opinion. So, can you see that little GIF image? That seems fun. So what's he doing? He's just skimming the water, all right? He's not swimming in the water. He's not diving in the water. He's just whoosh, on the surface of the water. And that is the first step to summarize. Well, first you select a text or a reference to summarize. You can summarize a text, an audio, an infographic, a video, whatever. Imagine the reference is the ocean. The reference is the water. You select one section. He is not in the entire ocean. He is not in the entire text. You select one section. He is just in that piece of the ocean. And then you skim. You skim the information only in the surface, and you go very quickly looking for what is important. One general idea, not the little details, not the little words. It's the opposite to scan. Do you know a scanner? The scanner is like taking every detail. This is the opposite. The first step, just skim. And then when you finish skimming the text and getting a general idea, you dive into the depths of the text or the video or the information. You go and get the details and carefully identify keywords. You can circle them, you can highlight them, and key phrases. And only after that, with your words, you take notes about the main idea and the supporting points. Notes is not an entire sentence. Notes can be just one or two words. And this is what I am saying with scan. First, we skim very fast, very general, and then we go into the details and we identify, as Montserrat said, we identify the key vocabulary. It's not necessary to translate word by word every detail. That takes far too much time. And the idea is that you practice this like an exercise. Remember, English and languages are like a sport. If you practice, you are going to be fit. If you don't practice, there is no way. So, what we are going to do now, I am going to give the instructions. You are going to receive one text. This is number 1. And we have 2 more. It's a little paragraph. I don't know if you are seeing this. I'm going to show you the text. For example, this is one text, and we have 2 more. I am going to send you the texts, and you are going to follow the 4 steps. You first are going to skim the text. What is the general idea? In 1 or 2 words, no more. And you write 1 or 2 words. When you are ready, you scan, like a scanner, okay? You identify keywords and you identify one main idea and supportive points, all right? So we are going to do this. When you finish, we will go on break, all right? So this should not take you more than 10 minutes. I am going to assign the groups. So I am going to call your names, all right? Pia, these people are for group number one. The text number 1. Pia, Gilda, Geraldine, Ana, Valentina Canales, Francisca Gutiérrez, Pamela Guzmán, Andrea Jara y Gabriela Jiménez. And Gabriela Jiménez, sorry. You are going for the text number 1. That is your text. Open the text and start working. Remember, we are doing the scheme, general idea, keywords, scan, main idea, and supportive ideas. People for group number 2, the text number 2. Montserrat, Evelyn, Lina, Scarlett Orellana, Camila Osorio, Gabriela Oyarzún, Elizabeth Pereira, Daniela Quiroz, Valentina Rodriguez, and Karina Rubio. You are going for text number 2. There you are. Download the text and go for your scheme and scan. And finally, Daniela Sandoval, Isidora Silva, Catherine Soto, Catherine Toro, Catherine Valdés, Valentina Valenzuela, Denise Valenzuela, Yaquide, Camila Vergara, Javiera Villar, and Constanza Álvarez. You are all going for text number 3. There you are. And I'm going to send you a PowerPoint so you can complete the information. You can just show me a thumbs up to let me know that you are here back in the second part of our class, all right? Please let me know. Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you very much. Thank you, Camila. Let me know with a thumbs up that you are here. So in the first part of the class, we checked the updated plan of classes. We checked the etiquette for writing emails. Please consider them when addressing me or any other person. And we started to identify how to summarize texts in an academic framework. First, we distinguished two different processes. One is to comprehend the text, to make sure, receive the text or receive the information. It can be text, video, or audio. You receive the information, you make sure you understand the information. That's what we are doing right now. And different matter is to give your opinion. So today we are concentrating on receiving the information. And how do we make sure that we are processing the information correctly? We can make a summary. That is a strategy to process information in an academic world. And you created a little task, you completed a task. Many of you send me the document. Many of you send me the information in the chat box. That's okay. Some of you send me the PowerPoint back with the information. That was very good as well. And some of you send me the Word document. However, many other people did not send me any information. So before the end of the class, please let me know if you had a problem and if I can help you to complete this activity, okay? The next step to make an academic summary. Can you see the screen? Yes. We have that. So first we skim the text very on the surface, we get the general idea, then we scan the text, we dive into the information, and we identify the key vocabulary, we identify main idea and supportive ideas. And the following step, before you can make a summary that you think is robust, that is strong, it's very good idea that we speak about this information, that we share it with other people. Why? Because you took your notes, you have your notes, but then when you speak to another person about this information, the information is gonna kind of consolidate in your understanding. So that's what we are going to do. All of the people for the text number 1 are going to get together. All of the people for text number 2 are going to get together, and people for text number 3. And you are going to check your answers, the 4 answers. Remember, you are going to check the general idea. You are going to check the key vocabulary. You are going to check the main idea and the supportive ideas, all right? Ideally, please use this opportunity to practice your English. You have your notes, so it is a very safe environment. It's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay if you don't know the word. You can say, how do you say this? And everybody's going to help you, all right? So we are going to be there only for 5 minutes, all right? Any questions? You have to choose your room, okay? You know what is your room, if it's number 1, 2, or 3, depending on your text. There we are. We are back again. So ideally, you share with your classmates your answers for your general idea, your scheming, and your scanning, the details. I'm going to ask now someone from group number 1. What are the keywords that you identified? This text talked about immersion in general and the benefits of immersion. So what key vocabulary could you identify from this text? You can write in the chat box or you can open your mic. Keywords from text number 1.
Immersion, language.
Thank you very much, Geraldine. Yes, immersion, basically, that's a very good keyword. Also, language, acquire, metalinguistic awareness. That is a very important concept, is when you understand what's happening in your learning. Thank you, Camila. How about text number 2? In text number 2, what are some of the keywords for this text? Children, language, problem solving. Yes.
Cognitive abilities.
Cognitive abilities. It also emphasizes about the many benefits that being bilingual gives to people. For example, we see the world differently. You as well, you are bilingual, and we learn differently, and our brains develop in different ways. We have more potential. We use more the potential of our brains as if other people. And finally, for text number 3, I saw here someone sharing some keywords. For example, scarce, inadequate, field, languages, and challenges. One of the main challenges to teach English or any other second language using immersion is that there are not enough teachers who know. There are many English teachers, but many teachers are not familiar with the newest techniques to teach English, like immersion, and the majority of teachers are more familiar with the traditional methods. For example, complete the handout, complete the exercise, and that is not bad, but there needs to be a balance between practice and traditional ways and the most communicative and immersion. So let's continue in our summaries. Remember that the focus today is to make summaries, but academic summaries. Remember that summaries are different from having your own opinion. And the idea is that when you explore information, you are able to engage with the information, to understand it, so that you can develop your own opinion. But right now, we are only here. We are in the summaries. We are not in your opinion yet, okay? What are we going to do now? You are going to write your summary of the information of your text. You have the general idea, you have keywords, you have main idea, and you have secondary ideas. But all of that information is the material for you to write the summary, the academic summary. So how do we write a summary? First, we say who or what is the passage about. For example, it could be an author, or in this case, immersion, or for example, the lack of teachers, or the lack or scarce specialists, or the benefits or cognitive development of immersion. So first, who or what is the passage about? And then what happens with that? For example, the benefits, there are many benefits to immersion or to bilingual individuals? One sentence, only one sentence, and that's your summary for the text. As an option, you can include how was the information collected. It's optional because that is not always available. Sometimes you can identify, you can read some information and you see that a professor or a researcher made an experiment. So you can say by making an experiment. But sometimes that information is not available, so that's optional. And also optional if there is any remarkable conclusion or information. Let's look at an example. This is my example. It's a different topic. It's about obesity in children. So a summary could be, for example, if I read a text about children's obesity, I can say the author, that is who, makes the fast food industry responsible of children's obesity. Only one sentence, subject, verb. And then as an option, how? By comparing the statistics of the last and the present decade. Maybe that's not possible in your text. Maybe it is possible. And also as an optional, if there are remarkable conclusions from the author. For example, the author emphasizes that children with obesity and the cost of preventing this condition have increased. That means that there are more children with obesity and it's more expensive to treat the condition. So what you are going to do, we only have 10 more minutes of this class. Take the information from the square, take that information, the general idea, the keywords, the main idea, the supportive ideas, and make that into 1 or 2 sentences, no more. That is the activity right now. And when you are ready, send me the information on the chat box. Any questions?
We have to say according to an author.
You can say, yes, that is very useful because remember, Francisca, we are in academic writing. So this is just the first steps. If you say according to the author, that's perfect.
But if this text doesn't have one,
We don't have the reference. Even if we
it's
don't
from the text one, right?
okay, so if you don't have the reference, if you say the author, that's okay. It's just
Okay.
a little exercise, yes.